Hey guys, John here. I hope you're well. So we're on to day 3. In day 1, I went through how I started with music, and then in day 2, I went through some of the hurdles I faced in my music career over almost a 30-year spell. There are a lot more, but they are the sort of hurdles that I can really remember, and they stick with me a lot of the time. I'm sure there would be lots more down the line, but they can only make me stronger. And what we've faced this year has been crazy, and probably and hopefully something we will never experience again in our life. But although we go through chaos, and actually through daunting times comes kind of creative minds. And when I had that, whatever you want to call it, dark period, mental blip, Songs for Strings came out of nowhere, and I have loved this process, and I love it when things like that happen. It's all about the art at the end of the day. I'm not writing for the machine. I'm not writing a pop song to try and make it number one. I'm not sort of carving out music for someone else. I'm not writing what's trending right now. I just want to be able to put together art that I love, and hopefully you love as well, and especially for the supporters of my music over years and years and years. I can't thank you enough for everybody who has supported me. So I'll just give a sort of a bigger breakdown of this EP, because in the pitch video I did for my campaign, it was very brief. And what I do is I'll just break down each track and then just tell you why I wanted to put this together. So Songs for Strings is a 5-track EP. Okay, 4 of the tracks are guitar arrangements of some of my popular singer-songwriter tracks. The first one's Stormy Weather Rolls, then Father, we have Poison Envy, and we have Lost at Sea. And the 5th one is a bonus track. It's a bonus composition called Family. All right, so starting with Stormy Weather Rolls. Now, if you've known me in my recent sort of fingerstyle singer-songwriter career, not my pop rock career, where, well, there's quite a few people who do know me from then. But if you know me from this period of my music career, Stormy Weather Rolls came at a time where my wife had an ectopic pregnancy, and we were in a really sort of dark period, and she found faith to be able to find closure. Obviously, family around her and everything as well. Whereas I don't have faith, and I didn't have anything at the time to be able to sort of get over that period. And it wasn't until my wife went away for a week with a pilgrimage trust that I was stuck at home for a whole week, sort of loads of thoughts going around my head, trying to figure out what was going on. And it was the guitar. It was the guitar that I was able to find closure with it. And as soon as I went into that tuning, I kind of slapped the strings. And as I slapped the strings, I went straight into this counter melody and melody. And then I started coming up with the vocal melody. And it's just crazy how these art forms can grow, and if you just give them time. So I wasn't forcing the issue. I wasn't just trying to write a song for the sake of it. I just wanted to write something that I could connect with that moment. And I kind of put it down to finding closure at the end of it. So for a lot of people this year, they're going to have a lot of loss in any shape or form, whether that is a person, whether that is work, whether that, there's lots of different things. And I think everyone's going to try and find closure from this afterwards, and any other tragic event that they've gone through in their lives. So I always go back to Stormy Weather Rolls when, something's bad's happened. You've lost a loved one. We lost a loved one this year, and I went to Stormy Weather Rolls, and it kind of helped me reflect a lot more. Wind Chime does that, but I wasn't able to put Wind Chime on this EP. And so the great thing about arranging it is that I stripped away the vocals, so I was able to hear the melodies and the harmonies in their sort of true form without having to try and juggle the technical aspect of the guitar and singing over the top. I was able just to let it blossom. But the key thing about this EP, which is probably an ongoing theme, is it's relaxing, it's peaceful, it's tranquil, and I wanted that to sort of flow through. I'm not looking for high energy or high impact or upbeat on this particular EP, especially with the year we've gone through. I just want kind of calmness within the chaos. So that's Stormy Weather Rolls, and then we go on to Father. Now, Father, it's, you know, clearly says it on the tin. It's about my father, and I wrote it for him when I became a father the first time to our daughter Molly Rose, and she is now 7. And I wrote it for my father in 2 ways, really. Just kind of out of respect for him. He's my role model for everything we had when we were growing up. He sort of stuck. He did everything he could, and he worked his butt off to try and give us the best start in life through those rocky times as he could. And it kind of helped me reflect on when I became a father, what he went through at that particular age to be able to do it. So again, when you're writing something like that it's a lifetime piece. You're writing for your father, and I'm father, and if you have faith, then a bigger father. So there's so many different meanings to it, and I've had so many people say, this has helped me reflect in this angle here, and I've written it for my own purpose, but everyone can connect to it in a different way. So for me, especially in a live stream recently, I teared up, and that wasn't that wasn't fake at all. I would just kind of like take away the vocals, and I'm not sort of bursting to be able to sing. I just kind of sit back on the guitar, and when I hit that bridge, it was just kind of like, wow, I can hear, even though it's really sort of standard progression in with the chords, I don't know, that chord progression, you can connect with it, and you get that warm feeling every time. So Father is really poignant, unbelievably poignant, and so yeah, that is Father. Then we go on to Poison Envy. Now, Poison Envy was kind of, I thought it was more of a sidetrack to some of the singles on Reborn, but it's still got a huge meaning, and Poison Envy is like poison ivy, but it's envy. And a lot of people have it. So especially when you go on social media and you look at everyone else's profiles, you go, oh, see that, oh, they're doing so well, oh, they're doing so well, oh, look at them, oh, I wish I had that, and I wish I had that. And it can eat you alive. And especially when I came out of university, I was looking at all my university peers, and I kind of, in my head, I would treat it like a rat race. Oh, we've got to get here, and we've got to be this successful. And again, chasing that all the time is tiring and it's exhausting. And that's what I was doing with my music. So I was chasing this kind of pop rock dream, like a lot of musicians, trying to get fame and trying to get this and trying to get loads of money and blah, 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 blah. And I had it sort of instilled in me when I was younger. I watched that film called That Thing You Do. Not sure if you've watched it, with Tom Hanks. And I didn't catch the ending. My wife was like, didn't you ever watch the ending? And I was like, I was in this sort of stuck in this bubble of when they made it, and with one hit, and it's not realistic. So my goal was to create art that I can do as a long game for life. And anyway, Poison Envy, strip it away and you can just go back to your authentic self. So number 4 is Lost at Sea, and that track came out of the blue. Again, I haven't put it on an album or anything yet, and I intend to down the line, but I just kind of go with the flow of whatever comes out. And mental health has been a huge thing in my life, whether that's me or family. And I wrote this around sort of November a couple of years ago, and it still sticks with me now, especially everything we've gone through this year. if you feel isolated, or you feel like you can't talk to anyone, you're frozen in your head, you have anxiety, you have stress, you have all these things, you have all these pressures in life, and you feel like sometimes you have no way of getting out of that, or you get to a point where you're just so stressed and anxious that you just fall asleep. And I've had many days like that where I'm just like, I'm with the children, but I'm not with the children, because I'm elsewhere, and I want to be connected. And it's just, anyway, it affects everyone in many different ways. But mental health is a huge thing for everybody. And I think now everybody's talking about it a bit more, especially males, that kind of, like I said in the previous video, that sort of stigma. Just want to, let's talk. Everybody talk about it, and not be scared about it. So again, I went to my guitar, and I was like, tell me, please tell me what this means. How do I get through this? And then I came up with the riff, and it's funny, again, I've had students, I've had fans, people who like my music, tell me, they love this track in this certain way, and it's helped them in this certain way. Can you send me the lyrics so I can pass on to this person? And when you write art, or you put together music in any shape or form, you never intend it to connect with that. And I think that is an important lesson. Just write whatever you feel. Write, base it on your instincts, your feelings, your emotions, your stories. Don't try and carbon copy what someone else has done. Maybe, you can borrow ideas. You can, I'm going to take a pinch of salt as a technique from that person, and technique that from person. Everyone has to do that. You have to learn some way. But when it comes around to your own art, like a painter, paint in whatever means to you. So that's Lost at Sea. And again, all of these tracks are poignant. They mean something. They're not just kind of the same. Again, that's the thing as well. I want each track to have its own identity. So that leads me on to the bonus track, which is on the signed CD, and it's called Family. And I was like, do I go metaphorical? Do I kind of base it around this? And I was like, no. Family means so many things to many people. And that's either the people themselves, mother, father, cousin, brother, sister, etc., or it's unity. So you can have you're either sort of the community, you're unified together. It means stories, memories. So I reflect on, I can't go back to the Isle of Wight this Christmas. So, and I think back, so my nan, bless her, passed away this year, my dad's mum, and then my granddad passed away a few years ago. And what we used to do is go to theirs at Christmas after we'd gone to my parents' on Christmas Day. We used to go down there on around tea time on Boxing Day, and then we'll be huddled in this tiny little room with my aunt and cousins, and there was no TV really. We used to just talk. There's no phones, and I remember, all these little stories. You could probably think some yourself when you go and see family. And I remember introducing my wife Sarah to my family for the first time, and it's one of the, this is the woman I love. This is the woman I'm going to marry. I'm going to bring back for my family. And I remember everyone going around the circle. It started with my granddad, and then went to my dad, and it was kind of like, this is, who can do the funniest noise? And it kind of went round, and it was ridiculous, and it was like a Mexican wave. It started coming around me. I was like, please don't, no. And I kind of almost kept apologizing to my wife, and it was the funniest memory. I don't know why I was so worried about it, because maybe I was scared that she would kind of go, no, I had enough of this, I'm gonna go. But it's those memories, it's just all those things that you think about with family, and even if it's with loss, whatever it is. And I've got that now. We see my in-laws, and we have the children and cousins and aunts and uncles and things as well. And it's so lovely. We're creating our new memories, and our children are having the same, same effects and things as well. So anyway, it's all about family, and it's like a crescendo. It builds up, starts really reflective, really mellow, and then it builds up to something a bit more upbeat down the line. So that is the 5 tracks from Songs for Strings. I've recorded Stormy Weather Rolls, and I'm going to be working on the others soon. I'm just finishing off a few arrangements. But yeah, and let me know where you are, what you're doing, and thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your support, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers. Take care.